Hello, good morning. I think it's still morning. Yeah. Ben wanted a top hat look because you know how we're all going to bars and stuff. I've already put soap brows in my brows and put some glossier boy brow in my brows. I have moisturized skin. I have glossier futuredew on my skin. So I'm gonna do purple, black, and silver because that's what Ben asked for. Or sorry, Ben was asking for a friend. I'm gonna do a winged out shape, but I'm gonna use a nude liner to like draw the shape so I don't just have to do it with shadow, and hopefully I can get it even on both sides. I'm just starting this. I don't know if you'll be able to see what I'm drawing because this liner is almost the same color as my skin tone, but I'm just starting it right above, a little bit above my natural crease, like I said yesterday, because I don't have very much lid space. I kind of did a dot just below my tail of my brow right there, and that's what I'm connecting to. And then with shadow, I'll just go from the corner of my eye right up to that corner and maybe wing it out a little further. But I'm just kind of using this nude as a guide. My eyes are not even, so this is just gonna be as close as I can get to even, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna put that little dot there for the end. The best way to do this, if you want to do something like fairly defined, like this line's not gonna be blended, I'm just gonna do a pretty harsh line with shadow, is to look at yourself straight on and try to get it to match up if you can. Okay, so now that I have that kind of rough outline, I'm gonna have a good look at myself straight on. Those are pretty close to even. And then first, I'm gonna take this little pencil brush. I'm gonna take that and my ColourPop Blowin Smoke palette. It's the like monochromatic black, basically, palette. I'm gonna take the color Let's Do It, which is just black. I'm gonna put that right, my hands are shaky today. My goodness, this does not bode well. I'm gonna put that right on that outer corner. Actually, I'm not gonna use that brush first. I changed my mind. Let's take this flat definer brush. It's just like a squared off kind of brush, and dip into Let's Do It. And I'm gonna draw this line here first from my outer corner. I'm gonna put that down with this brush because it gives you the straight line without actually having to make it straight on your own. And then I'm just gonna fill in that little spot, the nude liner that I placed down there. I'm gonna cover that with the black. Just for this outer corner, I'm gonna do the tiniest little flick at the end of that wing just to make it not look so like blunt. I want it to be a little sharper. I do that wing from the corner of my eye and I angle it towards the tail of my brow. The actual hairs of my brow end right there, because I find that to be the most flattering shape, is angled right out towards your brow. I'll take a pencil brush. This is a more firm pencil brush. It's a little bit like harder. It's what I use for my lower lash line a lot of the time. And I'm just gonna kind of fill in that little wing that I made. Oh, and I didn't say it, but I already primed my eyes, which is why that liner had such a hard time getting on there, because it was like skipping across my primer, but that's okay. And then I'm just gonna take whatever's left on my brush and blend it just a little bit across that line that I made with the liner. And then I'm just gonna pull a little bit of that black across so it looks a little softer in that outer corner. I don't want it to be super opaque right there. Now I'm gonna take this purple shadow. It's from an old ColourPop palette, this one. I don't know what it's called. It was from the Element of Surprise palette, but I don't think they sell that anymore because ColourPop changes their stock like almost constantly on their website. It's a little bit annoying. I'm gonna dip into that purple with this like longer pencil brush. And I'm gonna blend that on top of where I started blending out that black and starting to move it towards the middle of my lid. That's almost looking a little more pink, but I can put another purple on top of it maybe to make it a little more purple. This is the thing with makeup, is sometimes things don't go as you intended and you just kind of have to roll with it. You just have to improvise a little bit to get something that you're happy with. It might not always be what you intended, but as long as you're satisfied with it in the end, that's really all that matters. I'm going between packing and blending this purple because I want to be able to see it. I don't want it to be super subtle. This obviously isn't going to be a subtle look. And then I just took that purple a little bit past the line that I drew with the eyeliner because I feel like this side is a little higher than the other. And again, it could just be because my eyes are not even, but just to kind of give the illusion that it's a little more even. So I took that purple a little bit past halfway on my eyelid. It's pretty much 2/3 basically inwards. Just that inner portion is going to be the silver. Now, because I want that purple to look a little more purple and less kind of berry toned, I'm taking Content from the Midas Cosmetics Smoky Glow palette, that purple right at the bottom there. I'm gonna dip pretty heavily into that and then do the same thing, just kind of add it on top of that ColourPop purple. That's better, that's more of a purple than a pink. And take a little teeny bit of NYX glitter primer and just place that on the portion of my lid that doesn't have any color on it yet, that inner third. So I'm just taking the glitter glue just before that purple starts. And then with my brushes later, I will blend the silver into the purple. I'm gonna take this little teeny, this is a concealer brush actually, but just a little packing brush. And I'm gonna take Starstruck, the middle shade from the ColourPop Blow and Smoke palette, because it's a nice bright silver, and pack that into my inner corner. Taking it right up to that nude liner so you don't see that. And then as I get closer to that purple, kind of dragging that shimmer a little over the purple. And then I'm going to dip a little more back in and start closer to that middle and just kind of drag it across. I want this line to look a little sharper. I'm going to take a little bit, I'm just going to lick a Q-tip, which like is not something I would do if I was doing this on somebody else, but on yourself it's fine. It doesn't matter if I get my own spit on my face. I'm gonna let that spit dry. I'm gonna take Young Love from the Blow and Smoke palette, which is just a white. I'm just gonna dip into a little bit because it's a pretty pigmented white. I'm gonna start on this side and just kind of place that right below my brow, right on top here, just to give a little bit of a highlight to my eyebrow. Take a little bit more and go across underneath my brow here too. Okay, so I'm gonna put some concealer, blush, highlight, and powder on, and then I will be back to finish the lower lash line and stuff. Okay, well, my phone kept slipping as I was finishing the rest of my face, so you could really only see me like from here up, which was super annoying. I didn't notice until I looked back at the footage. Because the eye is so bold, I used Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Neutral instead of my Glossier concealer because I wanted like a little heavier coverage under my eyes than normal. I powdered that. I put the black, the purple, and the silver across my lower lash line, really tight to my lower lash line. I used that same flat definer brush I used to draw my wing. I used that to do my lower lash line because I didn't want it to be super smoky because that upper part of the eye is already so bold that I didn't want it to be any bolder than it already is. I put Spacey from the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette on for blush. I put on MAC Violetta, whatever it is, lipstick, and I used the Give Me Glow highlighter in White Noise with a very, very light hand. This highlighter is incredibly metallic, which you can see when the light hits me. It's like, that's barely a dab in here, it's so much. So I put that on my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, a little between my brows, and I put that in my inner corner of my eyes as well. I like it because it's a nice like more cool toned highlighter. It's not quite as warm as my other ones are. I put mascara on. I mentioned that if I was actually going to the bar, I would use Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Neutral instead of my Glossier concealer because I wanted like a little heavier coverage under my eyes than normal. to wear this, like if I was 21 and going to the bar and we weren't in a lockdown, I would have put false lashes on, but I didn't because I'm just wearing this on my couch with my dog. I think that was it. Mailman. So I think that's it. I hope you'll have a great day. I'll see you another time. Bye.